In a peaceful village, surrounded by green hills and rivers, lived a humble farmer named Arjun. He was simple, kind, and calm, a man who never complained, no matter how hard life became. Every morning, he worked on his small field with his only ox, plowing the land under the golden sunrise. His young son, Ravi, stood beside him, full of dreams, full of energy, full of life. But one morning, fate decided to test them. Their old ox ran away into the forest, leaving them helpless. Villagers rushed to Arjun, shaking their heads, saying, "Oh no, Arjun! How unlucky you are." Arjun simply smiled and said gently, "Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. Who knows?" Days passed, and to everyone's surprise, the ox returned, bringing with it 3 wild horses, strong and beautiful. The villagers cheered. "What great fortune, Arjun! You're the luckiest man alive." But Arjun only smiled again. "Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. Who knows?" A week later, while training one of the horses, Ravi fell hard and broke his leg. His dreams, his strength, shattered in a moment. The same villagers came again. "What terrible luck, Arjun! Your only son is hurt." And again, Arjun replied with calm eyes, "Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. Who knows?" Time moved on. A war broke out in the kingdom. Every young man was ordered to join the army. Mothers cried as their sons marched away, while Arjun sat beside his injured son, who was spared because of his broken leg. The villagers whispered, "Now we understand." The injury was a blessing, and Arjun said once more, "Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. Who knows?" Months later, many soldiers never returned. The war ended, but sorrow filled every home, except Arjun's. Ravi slowly healed. One evening, under the shade of the banyan tree, he asked, "Father, why do you always say that? Maybe good, maybe bad." Arjun smiled and said, "My son, life is a long story. You can't judge it by one page. Sometimes what seems like a curse is actually a hidden blessing." Years passed. Ravi became strong again, working hard and expanding their little farm. But one year, heavy rain came. The river overflowed, destroying everything they had built. Ravi stood in the flooded fields, his heart broken. "This time it's bad, Father," he said. "We've lost everything." But Arjun placed his hand on his son's shoulder and whispered, "Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. Who knows?" Days later, when the flood water dried, the soil had become rich and fertile, and their next harvest was the best in years. The same villagers came again, praising their good luck, and Arjun only smiled. Seasons changed. Arjun grew old. He spent his evenings watching the sunset with his son beside him. One night, his voice weak but peaceful, he said to Ravi, "When I'm gone, never forget. Never judge life too soon. Just trust it." Tears filled Ravi's eyes as he held his father's hand. "I'll remember, Father," he whispered. The next morning, the sun rose, but Arjun was gone, peacefully, silently, leaving behind wisdom that would live forever. Years later, Ravi stood alone in the same fields, facing storms, losses, and pain. But every time something went wrong, he smiled and said, "Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. Who knows?" Because he now understood, life never gives what you want immediately, but it always gives what you need eventually. Every loss has a lesson. Every delay hides a direction. Every pain carries a purpose. And sometimes, what feels like the end is only the beginning of something beautiful. So don't judge life too soon. Be patient. Trust the process. Because one day, everything will make sense.